Recently, a Chinese individual revealed on social media that the legendary figures who loan knives on credit in Chinese folklore have reappeared. Unlike before, this time, the credit knife man has made a shocking prophecy that can influence the fate of all Chinese people. In the land of China, there was a mysterious group of people walking around, carrying a pole on their shoulders or a parcel on their backs, with kitchen knives, scissors, scythes, or iron pots inside. They do business only on credit and don't take payment on the spot. Instead, each time they leave a prophecy. When the prophecy comes true, they would return to collect the money. Sometimes they tell people if they live through a particular time, they don't need to pay anymore. So usually, wherever they visit, something major happens. Chinese people call them the credit knife man. In the video, the narrator's speech has a southern Chinese accent, very similar to the people from Fujian province in the south. He described his encounter with the credit knife man. The credit knife man told me that all sorts of things would happen in the new coming year. A man came to sell knives on his back. A passerby asked how much it cost. He replied that he would only loan knives to those with whom he had a karmic relationship. I asked why. He replied, "The group collapses, the red boat sinks, the bad guys perish, and the good guys get justice. When that happens, he will come to collect money." I asked him again when he would collect the money and how much he would collect. He answered, "This year's 12th lunar month, that will be December of the Chinese lunar calendar. I charge over 10 yuan. Next year, it will be 10 yuan. If you live past next year, and when I meet you again, I won't charge you." We can't tell whether this prophecy will come true. This episode focuses on the mysterious phenomena of the Chinese credit knife man. People who aren't familiar with Chinese culture may think that it's probably a joke or something made up to garner attention. But online feedback suggests that many Chinese are taking it seriously. Why? If you search the term 血道人 in Chinese, you can see a lot of information. It is said that the first credit knife people appeared during the Song Dynasty. They weren't called credit knife people, but were called bumai. It means these people had the ability to predict and tell fortunes just like fortune tellers. At the end of the Qing dynasty, the last dynasty in China in 1878, during the reign of Emperor Guangxu, a well-known newspaper in Shanghai named Declaration reported a story. It went like this. During the reign of Emperor Xianfeng, a credit knife man came to a southern city. He had a pole on his shoulder and said that he could loan the kitchen knives for free and people could just take them. But if the price of rice dropped from 80 copper per liter to 18 copper per liter, people would have to pay for the knives. The audience laughed at the time as no one believed the price of rice could drop to 18 copper per liter. So many peasants received their knives and went home laughing at the man being a fool. Little did they know that after Emperor Guangxu ascended to the throne, the price of rice was lowered to 18 copper coins. This incident made the credit knife man famous and his story spread throughout China. Many Chinese believe in the existence of credit knife people, believing their appearance and prophecies signify something significant is about to happen. During World War II, when the Sino-Japanese War took place in mainland China, a story circulated that a credit knife man had been hunted down by the Japanese army stationed in the northeast. The reason was the man had prophesied that the Japanese army would be driven out of China and that victory would belong to China, and if that came true, he would then come back to collect money for his knives. Upon hearing this, the Japanese soldiers entered the village and vigorously searched for the credit knife man. Some elderly people in the northeast said that many people with knives were taken away. When the credit knife man was finally arrested, he said that if what he said became true after he left, someone else would come to collect the money for him and that everyone could trust him and give him the money. Later, in August 1945, Japan surrendered unconditionally. More than 30 years ago, credit knife men left many prophecies in China. One of them was that many years later, there would be no one to farm the fields and no one to live in the houses in rural China. In reality, 30 years later, a large number of peasants left their villages to work in the cities, leaving the fields deserted and a large number of houses empty. In recent years, the prophecy of these legendary credit knife men have shown a shorter time span, and they are pretty much about events or disasters that are about to happen in the following year. breaking the convention where prophecies spanned a few years or more than a decade. We will share a few more recent stories circulating online in China. They are accounts of personal experiences of either the person himself or their family members. Before the lab leak in Wuhan in 2019, a credit knife man appeared 100 kilometers away in the city of Huanggang. He had knives that were only available to sell on credit. He said, "I will come to collect money when every family in this place is serving a prison sentence in their homes, with doors that won't let them out and roads that won't let them travel." It sounded funny to people at the time. How could a big city become a prison? Later, Wuhan was locked down due to COVID-19. So was the city of Huanggang. We don't know if the man came back to collect the money, but things he predicted really happened. On December 22, 2020, another credit knife man appeared in a northern village. He put out 2 kitchen knives in front of everyone and asked for more than 130 RMB for both of them, or more than $20 US. He left a message that something big would happen to the villagers. If they could survive it, when he came to collect the money for the knives next year, they would be prosperous and safe, enjoying a peaceful life. Later, in July 2021, many cities in Henan province such as Zhengzhou, Xinjiang, Kaifeng, and Hebei were hit by heavy rains and unannounced discharges from reservoirs, resulting in devastating disasters. The death toll remains a state secret till today. If you're interested, you can watch the related episodes from July 2021. On March 17, 2022, summer hasn't yet arrived, but the Guangxu region of Hebei province already suffered from severe internal flooding due to heavy rain and hail. On July 24, 2021, a few days after the Great Flood in Henan, a credit knife man not only reappeared but uncharacteristically traveled by motorcycle instead of on foot. He appeared at the border of Hebei and Henan province. This time, he pointed to a more specific time. "Next August, when it snows, I will come back to collect money. If it doesn't snow, I won't charge." It means it's going to snow in August 2022. Yes, according to the credit knife man, it's going to snow in central China in August this year, during the summer. He also said that something significant would happen in October, but he didn't elaborate on what it could be. In November 2021, a credit knife man again showed up. This time, the man looked to be in his 60s and carried 2 bags. When he arrived at the market, he put the 2 cloth bags on the ground. He bent down to take a box kitchen knife out. A man asked how much. He said, 95 yuan, don't pay it yet, use it first. Then he said he was offering the knives on credit. Someone asked, "I heard that people who give knives on credit always leave a prophecy and come back to collect the money when the prophecy is fulfilled. So, when will you collect the money?" He replied, "Next year." It means 2022. If the man didn't say anything specific, the timing is shocking itself. It means that something serious will happen in 2022. Now, let's go back to the prophecy made at the beginning of the video. The group collapses, the red boat sinks, the bad guys perish, and the good guys get justice. The group probably refers to the 2 major rivalries within the CCP. One is the group headed by the current party leader Xi Jinping, and the other is led by former party leader Jiang Zemin. The red ship sinks. Red is the symbolic color of the CCP as it claims that the party flag is dyed red with blood. That is to say that the CCP's ship will sink. The bad guys perish and the good guys get justice. There is an argument that this is related to the collapse of the group. 2 significant events in contemporary China are the June 4 Tiananmen Square massacre in 1989, in which a large number of students and citizens lost their lives, and another is the brutal persecution of Falun Gong, whose core beliefs are truth, compassion, and forbearance, by the Jiang Zemin group for more than 20 years starting in 1999. The CCP's more than 70-year-long rule has brought a profound disaster to China, and even to humanity as a whole. The greatest tragedy has been the loss of spirituality and the rapid moral decline of many people in mainland China. You took someone's money. Whose money is this? My money. I don't understand it either. Whose money is it? Mine. Why took other people's money? I saw that person there. It was you who seduced me with money. They all seduced me with money. He was counting money. How did he seduce you with money? It's like every time, they seduce me. During the Warring States period in China, which started from 475 BC and ended in 221 BC, there was a well-known figure named Guigu Zi. He was the master of Chinese military arts and one of the icons of Taoism. It is said in Chinese folklore that the credit knife people belong to Taoism, and they are the disciples of Guigu Zi. They are proficient in all kinds of magic, able to foretell the future by divination of life and death. Another theory is that the credit knife people are played by lower-level immortals living on Earth. They transform into mortals in order to warn people. These claims may seem outlandish to some Western audiences, but to Chinese who have retained some traditional Chinese culture, they are easy to appreciate. Before the arrival of the CCP, the vast majority of Chinese people in all walks of life, from emperors and presidents to commoners, believed in the existence of divine beings. In traditional Chinese culture, heaven, earth, and man are considered as the three important elements that make up the universe. Above and beyond the space where human beings exist, there exist beings that are higher than humans, such as God, Buddha, or Tao, as well as lower beings, such as ghosts. The human soul and even the human body are connected to the universe and nature. When there are major events about to occur in human society, there will be some heavenly signs or special phenomena in society, such as the appearance of messengers of God.
这怎么了？哎呀妈，这什么情况？哎呀妈，这孩子还往外一直涌着，我的个天哪！一层一层的，还有我同事那姐姐社长开这拉来着，我的去，这怎么了这孩子？捡！我的妈呀，太吓人了！头2天这边就有乌鸦出现了，就瞅一排乌鸦跟电线杆上站着，那应该是敌人的前兆，完了乌鸦飞到这边来了。16号凌晨才发生的地震。哎呦我的妈！这是什么？我天哪，怎么这么多呀？